morning, good afternoon, good evening. This video clip of UZ lecturer Gwisai talking about the ED 2030 and that they intend to fight it has been circulating on social media. To those who haven't had a chance to listen to it, here it goes.
Will exercise rights granted by us in the Constitution, including the right to be in the streets. Rights are not conferred or given to those in power. Rights belong to the people. And it is high time for the people of Zimbabwe to take and defend the rights that they have in the Constitution. We've brought together a united platform of various segments of Zimbabwe's movements, and will therefore proceed to ensure that those rights will be exercised. So we are prepared, we are ready to exercise those rights and to take on whatever comes.
Well, that is interesting. I think we should reiterate, if I'm not mistaken, he's talking of demonstrating to stop the ED 2030 agenda. I'm just disappointed that here is not just a lawyer, but a university lecturer lecturing the law. Of all people, he should understand that no right is absolute. I remember being told even at high school that as much as you have got freedom of expression, you have to consider other consequences of your exercising that right. For instance, you cannot shout bomb in a packed hall and cause panic and stampede where some people could get seriously injured and some even killed, and think you can use freedom of expression for causing that panic, for raising a false alarm. If there was a bomb, or you genuinely thought there was a bomb, yes, of course, you should shout. But you just can't shout it just because you are exercising your freedom of expression. The same applies in this case. The argument that ED 2030 agenda is a decoy cannot be ignored. Mnangagwa threw this onto the political stage soon after the 2023 elections. He had rigged those elections. That was a serious constitutional violation in itself. And this was not the first time he's done so. Zimbabwe is a failed state because for the last 46 years, Zanu PF has been rigging elections. And he got away with it because the opposition participated in those elections in their millions. Chamisa conned his followers to participate. That is a historic fact. But to come back to Mnangagwa, he threw his ED 2030 issue on the table because he wanted to draw attention away from the fact that he had rigged those elections. And there's no denying that many people fall for it. People forgot the reality that he is illegitimate as it is and started on this issue, or we must stop him extending his stay in office beyond 2028. I believe this ED 2030 is a decoy. Mnangagwa will play this card to draw attention away from the fact that when we get to 2028, with no reforms implemented, the nation will participate in those flawed elections and give Zanu PF legitimacy again. And like I said before, even if we fail, we manage to stop Mnangagwa changing the constitution to allow himself to stay on, we cannot deny that if Zanu PF goes on to rig the 2028 elections and get away with it, the victory of stopping Mnangagwa will be an empty victory. Because if Zanu PF rigs the elections, we will have a Zanu PF dictator. May not be Mnangagwa, but will be somebody else. The real serious challenge here is to stop Zanu PF rigging 2028 elections and getting away with it. That is what we should be focused on. And for the nation to draw its attention and start fighting this ED 2030, which I believe is just a decoy, is being irresponsible and unstrategic, non-strategic. And so for somebody to keep on insisting that it is our right to fight the ED 2030, nobody's disputing that you have got that right. But you must also consider the consequences of fighting a decoy at the expense of fighting the real fight, because you cannot fight both. Zanu PF knows it. We need to start acting responsibly and not just emotionally. We should not be falling for this Zanu PF trick again and again and again. And I think the nation expects a lot more from some of our so-called intellectuals. This is just non-strategic and irresponsible. Think about it.